This video is all about how to journal as a beginner. I will show you 5 journaling techniques that will easily fill up your journal. So get comfortable, bring your journal to ride along, and let's get started. The first technique is called What's on My Mind. It's essentially a brain dump, and I usually start the page by creating a little space at the top for the title. I like using this block style because it gives the page a bit of a bold, almost comic-like feel. For this layout, I'm really focusing on the design elements first, and today that's going to be these big flowers. I'm marking 6 dots along the bottom of the page, and from each one I'm drawing long rounded lines for the stems. Then I'm adding the flower shapes on top and filling them in with a few beautiful colors using my acrylic markers. I want the flowers to feel big, bold, and a little playful, so I'm alternating the colors and adding a few small dots around them to tie everything together. My favorite part is outlining the flowers in this uneven way, leaving a little white space as I go, because it gives them more texture and makes the page feel softer and more handmade. Once the design is done, I'm adding 2 columns for text. One is narrow and the other one is a bit wider. The key with the neat writing is to keep the line on the right and left even. Because this technique is speed writing, I also like to put a timer, maybe 10 or 15 minutes, and then I just let everything that's in my mind to go onto paper. I like doing this sometimes in the morning or just before bed, just to get everything out of my head. The second technique is about capturing small moments of gratitude. To do that, I'm continuing with the flower theme on this page, and this layout is super simple to create. All you really need is a ruler, a green pen, and a few bright markers for the flowers. I'm starting by using the ruler to draw these vertical lines from the middle part of the page. As you can see, the lines are a little uneven, and that's exactly how I want them, because it gives the page a softer, more natural feel. After that, I'm bringing in bright red marker to add the flowers. I'm placing them unevenly along the stems, some closer to the end and some more towards the middle, just to keep the page looking a little more playful and organic. Then I'm adding small black dots in the center of each flower, which helps them stand out a little more and ties the whole design together. I'm also continuing that red flower theme at the top of the page, where I'm going to write about things I'm grateful for. I'm writing down the things that come to my mind when I think about gratitude, whether they are small or big. I personally like to focus on things that are part of my everyday life, like the first sip of my morning coffee, spending time with my cat, or a quiet moment during the day. So this page is really just a simple space to notice those moments and write them down. It's quite an easy layout, but it adds such a nice bit of color to your journal page. Technique number 3 is the most popular one in my shorts. So you pick up a bold color, this time I'm using green acrylic marker, and draw one uneven line flowing down through the page. This is the story of your week. This line helps divide the space into sections, and each section becomes a place to write about a different day from Monday through to Sunday. In each section, I like to add a few key highlights from the day, little things that happened, things I did, or moments I want to remember. It can be very simple and you really don't need to write a lot for each day. I also like adding little doodles to represent some of those moments and activities. That's what I love about this one. You can decorate it however you want. You can add more doodles, more writing, or keep it really minimal. I think this kind of page is especially nice if you ever get to the end of the week and realize you can't quite remember what actually happened. It gives you space to go back through your memories and pick out the moments you want to keep. Technique number 4 is a mood check-in. For this one, the whole design really depends on the word you choose to describe your mood. Today my mood is lively, so I'm using that word as the main design element on this page. I'm writing it in large letters closer to the bottom of the page, and for this I'm using an acrylic marker. Then I'm coloring in the bottom part of each letter in the same color, just to give it a bit more shape. Next, I'm going in with a black outline. I do get asked a lot why I use so much black and yellow together, and honestly it's just because I really love that contrast. Most of my pens are black, and I think black paired with yellow looks especially nice together. As I outline the letters, I'm also adding a few thicker areas, almost like little shadows. Once that part is done, I'm adding the title at the top, which is Today I Feel. And the journaling part is all about reflecting on that mood. What does this feeling mean for me today? How do I feel physically? What might have triggered it? And what's been sitting underneath it? And the last technique, technique number 5, is another one that's been really popular in my shorts. And this one is my day as a newspaper headline. For this page, we are creating a newspaper-inspired layout, starting with the headline itself. The headline is always the boldest part, so I'm starting by creating space for it at the top of the page. Today, the title of my newspaper is going to be Coffee Club, and I'm sketching it out lightly in pencil first, just to make sure it fits. I actually ended up running out of space a little bit, so that's a small tip for me, definitely measure first. Once I'm happy with it, I'm filling it in with black. Under that, I'm creating another little space for the subheading, where I'm adding the date and a couple of highlights from the day, like sunny day or a busy day. Then the main part of the page is split into sections, just like a newspaper. I'm adding some coffee stickers, a heading, a subheading, and then the text of the story underneath. At the bottom of the page, I'm dividing the space into smaller sections as well, so each one feels like a little extra story from the day. That's what makes this layout so fun. It's a really easy way to turn your day into something a little more special, and you can make it as decorative or as simple as you want. It ends up looking creative, but it still gives you plenty of space to write. The key with this newspaper layout is that newspapers usually have all their headings written in big bold letters and then added with a subheading. So try to use that to bring this newspaper layout to life. Now, I know you're wondering about my tools. I'm using acrylic markers and a number of pens. The details are in my description. And thank you so much for watching. Please follow if you like these ideas and share your thoughts.